Hello, everyone, and welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone, with a special Snap Judgments League video. I'd like to invite you to check out some tournament gameplay with our friend Savage Yeti. How you doing today, Yeti?
I'm good. This is exciting. I've never done anything like this before, and I didn't do so well in my week one matchup, so I'm excited to see some good games.
So we're not going to look at Yeti's match for the week, but when he wins, I'm telling you, we're covering it. What you're going to get today is two full deck breakdowns, as you always find on this channel. Then we'll look at the tournament games for them, sort of interspersed in between, and we'll also have giveaway winners. You ready to get to deck one, Yeti?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. Our first deck is Philip Rakovich's Loki. This is a really original take on Loki. How do you think it plays?
I actually haven't tested this, and I'm not the biggest fan of Pixie, so I'm excited to see how it plays. I haven't run into anyone playing it before, so it looks interesting. It has a lot of tech cards, which I'm a fan of.
So I've never seen this either. I really like Pixie. I was thinking that Loki was one of the places you don't want Pixie, because if you top deck a 6-cost Loki, I guess you're really, really sad. But there is only one 6-cost card in the deck, so you're relatively protected from it.
Yeah, have you had a lot of luck with Pixie just throughout the week in other decks?
Yeah, fundamentally what I've been doing is I've largely been putting Pixie with a couple zero, like in regular good decks, with Mobius and then just an extra 0-cost card or two, and then I often run Jane Foster, and I just see if I can get myself a free power. And if not, then the deck just plays like a normal deck, and Pixie's been really good otherwise. Look, she loses you some games and she wins you some games.
Yeah, I've just been, I don't know. I played with her for a few days. I just was a little underwhelmed, but I guess Loki in this list kind of mitigates the downside, where if you play Pixie on 2, you draw bad on the next 2 turns, and you have like a 6-cost Snow Guard and a 4-cost Zabu that come out. You can replace those cards with Loki, so I guess it makes sense. I'm kind of excited. Yeah.
Let's take a look at some deck replacements. Right, so Snow Guard can be Maria Hill or Nico Minoru. I'm a big Maria Hill fan in Loki decks. Maria Hill was my highest win rate card last season, according to Second Dinner stats. Nico is the more traditional fit. You're going to need both Loki and Zabu. Iron Lad can be Jubilee, although that obviously causes some level of trouble with board space. And Pixie and Mobius are the big adds, because this is sort of a known deck otherwise, and the other cards that fit there are Jeff, Gladiator, Devil Dino, and Enchantress. Any other suggestions you can think of, or are we on to turn by turn?
I think you've covered it. I'm generally not a fan of using Jubilee instead of Iron Lad. I just feel like it feels a whole lot worse, but for the most part, I agree with these.
So it's generally worse. There's certain decks I don't hate it as much, and Loki is one of them, because you're only really ever playing Iron Lad when you can't find Loki. And Iron Lad doesn't get you one card closer to Loki, while at least Jubilee does.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess if Loki in this deck is your, I guess, main number 1 play line, it seems to me that Pixie is, so I don't know if you're playing Iron Lad more often in this deck, but yeah, I guess if in a Loki deck, it's a little bit less important.
All right, let's go to turn by turn. So, turn 1, you either play Quinjet or Snow Guard. Generally speaking, I like Quinjet earlier, but if I know I'm going to Loki early, then Snow Guard is often the better card. Snow Guarding on 1 does leave you with hand space issues. Turn 2 is Zabu over Pixie, almost always, unless you already have Mobius in hand. I would, generally speaking, rather have Zabu. Although Pixie does have some extra upside early if you know you're not going to Loki till turn 4. And if Loki is already in hand. Turn 3 is Coulson or Mobius. Coulson is obviously the play after a Zabu very often, and then you'll play Loki in a 1-on-4 if humanly possible. Whereas, there's about to be a cat that jumps on me, sorry. Whereas Mobius is basically always the play versus Pixie, which can lead to some counter synergy, as if you very often want to go like Pixie Loki, but that can be dangerous. Then Turn 4 is just whatever 4-drop is most appropriate, usually Loki or Lad to hit Loki, sometimes Ms. Marvel. Turn 5 is the same thing as turn 4, and part of the reason you Iron Lad on turn 4 is to see if you're going to draw Loki this game or not. Then turn 6 is Alioth if you have priority, or Shang-Chi. And all good?
All good.
All right, let's take one last look at this list, and then we will get to our gameplay. So again, this is Pixie and Mobius versus sort of like Loki and how you play Loki in order to win matchups. Let's get to the gameplay.
Going into the game between Philip and KX4N. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Philip is one of our mods over on the Snapchat League Discord, and KX4N is a tournament player who is notable for being both KM and Lambie's mod.
Does he play in most major tournaments?
He plays in a fair amount of major tournaments. Wow, that is a big full hand on Philip's side without much to do with it.
Yeah. Turn 3. I mean, you're dropping either Snow Guard or Bear, or I guess Coulson, or retreating.
Or you can just run because you saw basically nothing on turn 2. Yeah, that's very good discipline to retreat that early.
I don't think I ever do that.
Well, Kamar Taj suggests that you run, right? Like Loki doesn't get any benefit out of Kamar Taj.
Yeah.
Whereas our opponent might be able to completely roll you by playing that card.
It's a pretty good starting hand.
Shuri's Lab. Yeah. That Shuri's Lab is terrifying when you don't know what your opponent is. If he's Destroy, if he's Kitty, all of a sudden you're in a lot of trouble.
I wonder if KX snaps early again here. I don't even know what he's playing. I made the deck list and I completely forgot since I've done that.
I genuinely have no idea. Quinjet Blind Right makes some good sense. And then we go Pixie over Snow Guard with Quinjet in hand, which is a mild surprise.
Wow. I guess if you don't have Loki, you're not super excited about Snow Guard.
Ooh, into Zabu. So that narrows the field of things KX can be playing a fair amount. And wow, what a great draw. Yeah, you snap back there.
That's insane.
You've got Mobius and Snow Guard. Easy play. Your Snow Guard cards are cheaper. Mobius is going to protect you from any downside from pick.
Is it never the correct play to just rogue the Zabu?
I could see it being the correct play. If you didn't draw Mobius, I think you're perfectly happy with that play. But like Shuri's Lab Zabu usually means Shuri's Lab is a nightmare location for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an Annihilus deck, very likely. Although it could be bounce, I suppose.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Nico shows up with the double spell, which means that we're likely going to get 2 demons.
Man, playing Miss Marvel mid is that's so scary.
It is genuinely bold.
You don't really have another play here, though.
Your other play would be Zabu and the Bear.
I guess.
It's not a good enough play. I think I agree.
I think I'm too afraid to play Miss Marvel mid, though, in this situation.
Yeah. So there's not a great place to play Zabu either. And the snap comes in.
Yeah, I guess if you play Zabu, you have to play it mid. And you have the same problem.
Right. Oh, too late for the retreat. And we're going for a big cube game early. 16 power demon. With an extra, 12 power demon with an extra demon. And Falcon pops it all back to hand and then it explodes.
Like a bounce list.
Yeah.
Do these lists play Annihilus still?
Yeah. I mean, some versions do. Shang-Chi is a huge draw. Absolutely huge draw. Shang-Chi changes things. Now you go Zabu and Rogue, I think.
Oh, he's not.
Just turning off Rogue.
Just turning off Shuri's Lab, huh?
Yeah, with priority says, please stop getting big things out.
Yep.
While Shang can be absolutely backbreaking and game-winning here.
This is actually... Shang-Chi's going to be huge. I wonder if this goes to...
Enchantress to Mobius, which is going to make a 6-cost Zabu But there's
Man.
already a Zabu because of that rogue play, so that works out just fine.
That snow guard is almost backfiring here. Kind of wanted him to double into Shuri's lab so you have a big Shang-Chi target. No? Almost guarantees you the win over there.
Yeah, I could see that. And now, with priority, this is dangerous, right?
Yeah, this is tough.
I'm not sure what the play is here. I think it has to be Shang-Chi and Coulson. But it's probably just run.
I mean, he bounced some crazy power. I think you're running. There's a 12 power demon, and then the Nico is 4 power.
Well, Nico's already out again. But
there's Nico. Okay.
There is a second demon.
The demon.
Yeah, retreat. Yeah. Good to know that Enchantress is in the deck, though.
Yeah, and he's running a deck tracker. Viewers can't see it because our cameras are covering.
Yeah, we're hanging out right over it, but
Yeah.
I promise you it's there. All right, so we've got Pixie and Zabu again, and Loki. This is this is a snap from Philip if I was in that seat.
Oh, do you turn one Zabu or turn one Pixie?
I would turn one Zabu. I would turn one Zabu. Because now I can drop Iron Lad, and I think I want to drop Iron Lad.
Yeah, that's fair. Nidavelir's good if he can draw that Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Very early demon. Also, the I guess the hood was mid-blind, right?
Yeah.
So that is not an Annihilus target any longer.
Yeah.
If Annihilus is in this deck. That's a great hit, just for the record, because now you go another Snow Guard into Loki. Or just Loki, I guess. I would play the other Snow Guard
first, right? Yeah,
just fill my hand, yeah.
Yeah, he's fixing it.
Yeah, there's that
And
snap.
then the snap, yep.
Yeah. KX4N should probably be running away here on the assumption. Okay, let's see what the play is.
I mean, Hood into Demon turn 1 and 2 is not the greatest. Yeah, there's the retreat.
And they're first blood to KX. Sorry, Philip.
Round 4. When does it tick up on 5th round, right?
Round 5 is high stakes.
Not a great start here.
No. You really want to see one of the early plays. Oop,
there's a
hello.
Discord.
That is. And Mobius will not be in this game. As
another
Philip says, I don't believe you.
Another Hala mid. Hala, is that how you say it?
Sure. That's how you say it now. It's a Coulson over Pixie.
That's
no Coulson.
I think
nope.
Coulson stops you from drawing, right?
Yeah, I guess you can't because of that.
Oh, he doesn't care.
But I would, yeah. So I want Coulson pretty badly here. So to me, this is a werewolf.
Yeah.
Like getting a werewolf for free out of this is potentially neat.
Yeah, and you have a couple of ways to trigger it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you run a lot of bounce when you play?
Me, I love bounce. Favorite deck.
I am a big fan, but the amount of brain power that goes into playing does not lead to my quick games on my phone.
And here's Loki. It's a hell of a top deck.
It's going to be a big Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there's
with a snap coming in, ready for Loki. Also, your opponent's playing bounce, so that's a bunch of 0-cost cards with Loki that can move that werewolf.
Yep. This has to be a retreat from KX, right? After seeing the werewolf?
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently not. As a werewolf
plays
down
his
on both
own
sides.
werewolf.
And Spider-Ham really dislikes that yeah, just damn that Coulson. Ooh. That is
not the best.
not as good as not exactly what you were. Well, if you got that Loki on turn 4, this would be working much better. But So Spider-Ham and Cull seem like a very obvious play.
I feel like that's the route I would go, because whichever way you play this, all your powers go into one lane.
Mm-hmm.
Those werewolves are now annoying.
So yeah, your problem with the werewolves is that they're both. There's basically no way around that.
But is Spider-Ham, Cull, Enchantress enough power?
So Spider-Ham, Cull, Falcon, no? Or Falcon, Spider-Ham, Cull. Because then you have Werewolf and Cull in different lanes is how I would be looking.
Oh yeah. Get the bounce with Falcon, you're right.
Although we will only move one Werewolf if Cull goes there. Yeah, this is fine. It's as good as you're going to get.
Oh,
and well, KX has to assume he has a bunch of zeros for that Werewolf, right?
Yeah, I guess you assume worst case scenario.
And now we know now we know Annihilus is in the deck as well.
We've almost compiled the full deck list.
Yep. I would assume Shang-Chi is the one of the missing cards.
You would know better than me.
So I believe this particular version is the one that what's his name? Safety put together on like day 2 of this list existing.
Safety has some
to Hood.
Safety makes some really fun decks.
Yeah, Safety's brilliant. Monster Island, we only know for sure that there's a Shang in one deck, although and here goes the Pixie into Mobius play, making Pixie a far safer play.
Yeah, he's kind of got his turn 3 and 4 laid out for him. Well, spoke too soon.
Not necessarily. Yep. Although Mobius, pretty good with that Spider-Ham.
6 power for 3 is not nice. Oh, there's a Loki.
There's a snap into Mobius. Makes perfect sense to me. I'd assume we're going to see something like, I think, are we moving over that monster?
Do you? Well, I guess. Yeah, I think you would. You probably
into
want
a
to move
beast
it.
play. And now a 0/6 pig as Mobius gives you just
Wow.
an incredible play.
Wow, that's actually another
And an
Infinity Stone.
Infinity Stone, which is just stuff in hand. So it's probably Pig Loki, I'd assume.
Big Reality Stone Loki? No? I guess the draw doesn't matter. Well, you get an extra 1 power.
Yeah.
You don't want to draw one of your big cards, though. I don't know.
You also would like to keep Shang, right, where possible.
Yeah.
Mobius is now turned off, but 1 turn too late.
Sentry. That's fine. Just going to get the full power out of the Sentry. Be able to fill up the right lane.
The question is, when? Do you drop your Enchantress now? I think you must, right?
Yeah, I think you have to play Enchantress now, and you have to hope for maybe your Shang.
Or Spider-Ham.
Because even if you fill up the right lane now, you're not going to win it.
I don't hate a Hood mid either, just getting that demon. It is +3 power, so you can still get that going.
Yeah, and then you could play something like Sentry left. If you get the Shang, you can play that right.
Mm-hmm. Only a Spider-Ham and floating 5 energy here. Ham says have a 4/10 with no downside.
Here, have a 0 -3 that you already had.
That's yeah. Much less good.
Top deck Shang? Nope.
A useless Snow Guard, so it's just going to be Enchantress Sentry. So,
do you play the Sentry left, Enchantress mid? I guess.
after you need yeah, and then Rogue, right? I think, yeah. Oh, you're just tossing that, so you're playing Rogue. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you could play the pig right just
And
for
just get less negative for tiebreakers.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the right play.
That would be insane if that was actually the difference here.
Drops 10.
Got a lot of power to make up mid. I assume KX
A lot of
played
the
the
loss
sentry left.
here, a lot of KX's loss here, I think, is the
Ooh.
monster moving. Oh, and 7 is still more than 6.
That's close. Wow.
So that demon mid would have won. The big mistake there was demon right and not mid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that was a big.
And now KX is on his last leg.
Can he make? Well, I guess we already talked about
Yeah.
Philly's deck.
All right. Good early curve.
I mean, it's just. Do you play Iron Lad on 3 or do you try to get the Mobius out? I guess it depends if the Zabu comes out.
I think I'd still probably try an Iron Lad. Oh, that's a great Daily Bugle. Ooh, never mind. That changes things. I'm probably Pixie Mobiusing. Yep.
That's interesting. He had the choice between. I mean, obviously his hand is different, but earlier in the match he had a choice between Pixie and Zabu on turn 2.
Yeah, I think it's a difference of hand. Mobius goes right, and a cat crosses my screen.
I'm gonna give this deck a shot.
This Loki?
When we're done with this, yeah, it looks interesting. I like the different play lines.
Yeah, I'm unconvinced that the Pixie Mobius is actually doing anything necessarily important for the list.
Yeah, I was so excited when Pixie got announced, just because I like chaos. We haven't seen this Alioth get played at all.
Well, all of a sudden, here is a really good Alioth. 4-2 Alioth seems like it's probably pretty good. And Iron Lad's no longer as good of a play because you've got that Annihilus to surprise ruin the opponent. You've got a 4-cost Alioth. So when you combine the two, getting rid of your hand is no longer as big. Opposing Lad hits Zabu. That is not going to do anything unless there's an Enchantress in hand. But that also suggests that Enchantress is not. Or you just Enchantress off them.
I mean, do you hold Enchantress for a bigger play later?
I don't think so. Turning off Mobius against Pixie is extremely.
Oh, you would hit the Mobius. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to turn off Ms. Marvel. And so it will not be the play. Instead, we'll get a Zabu and Rogue to just turn on Ms. Marvel.
It feels so weird playing Rogue for nothing. So it's a 2-power. Yeah. I mean, I guess with the Ms. Marvel.
2-power that enables 5 more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's not the most powerful Annihilus play ever, right? Like, it's probably just Alioth, right?
Oh, I
would Alioth right and Snowguard. That would be my play.
I think that's probably. Does that win him middle, and then just play Snowguard?
So it's +9, and then -3. No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, that puts him at 12, and then 11 for KX.
I like just Alioth right. I think Alioth.
Wait, he doesn't have priority. No priority.
Yeah, he does. Oh, no, he doesn't. Ooh.
Oh,
good catch.
He just, yeah, there you go.
He saw the same thing I did.
It feels so bad when you drop Alioth thinking you have the game won, and then...
Yeah, and you're like, oh, wait, Looks like this is a fairly bad loss. Yeah. But no point in running when your opponent's down to 2 life.
Yep. Yeah, it was close. He almost went for the Alioth play.
There is no winning play there.
Nope.
Even Iron Lad doesn't have anything to hit that it could win the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's... I don't think there's anything.
Well, that's why Devil Dinosaur is often in the stack, right? Because Devil Dinosaur gives you that, oh my god, just need one big thing. There is no, oh my god, I need just one big thing in this deck.
Ooh, Spider-Man
Well.
hitting the Loki.
Well, that's bad. It's like this game is going to the wire.
I almost said KX should snap here, but he doesn't really have that choice.
No. No, he does not.
Although, that Mobius is
Turn
gonna...
3 Mobius says 05, and that does help make up for some of this, the sadness, right?
Yep, that is... Is Mobius being run in a lot of lists at the moment?
So Mobius has to be right now. You've got Zabu still all over the place. You've got a fair amount of Beast, and you've got Pixie. I think Mobius is secretly deck cards in the game right now, which is ironically the subject of an article I'm writing in Snapzone.
I had a viewer ask me what a good replacement for Nebula was in a deck video I did, and he said he was running Spider-Ham until I respond to him, and I'm now thinking Spider-Ham's not a good idea.
I think Spider-Ham, just call it an Iceman, call it a day.
Yeah.
And now Ms. Marvel will stay turned on.
Shang-Chi Right's going to be pretty big. Obviously not now.
Mm-hmm. No, this all feels like really good, simple plays.
Is Alioth necessary in this deck?
Nope.
What would
it's
you
a nice way to
in?
lock in wins when you have it. Devil Dino. I like the one big thing in Loki. I like to make sure there's one thing I can't really mess with. The reason I think it's running a 6 is largely that you've got it's extra upside with Pixie, but Pixie also makes Alioth less likely to work, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you need something big. Try to make Pixie worth it. Oh, I'm moving my mouse on the screen. Whoops.
Okay.
Zabu dodges a Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
I mean, I would assume that Zabu is getting stolen. Ooh, does that change things? Yeah, because it might be Black Bolt. Oh no, this is final turn, excuse me. So a nice Shang-Chi, right?
And that's
Is that the only play?
Oh man, that doesn't feel great.
I mean, it doesn't feel terrible. It's -10 plus 8 on your side.
I think Coulson Spider-Man to me just...
So I don't like playing left here.
I would play Spider-Man mid.
You're up 16-3. I could see mid. You're up 16-3. I am not playing. That opens you up to Shang-Chi. But the opponent still hasn't... Oh, yes, the opponent has shown to Shang, so I don't love that.
Yeah. I think the Coulson right was probably the right play to just duck under a Shang.
However, is this going to be a Shang?
Doesn't look like it. Oh, it is.
Yes, it is.
That's right. It is a Zabu. Wow.
It would have gone over anyway. So.
It would have? The Coulson?
Yep. It was, Coulson would have been +9 there. 31-20.
Yeah.
You would have had to play 2 cards to the right that both dodge Shang, which is doable, but that was not the play line chosen. And this is obviously the final game, as neither one had any cubes.
Coming down to the wire.
Yeah.
That is
a game for
a big location for KX.
For both. Like, you get a Coulson on 2? I would not have played Snowguard. I would just Coulson on 2.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I really, really, really want to drop this now.
You can still... I think Snowguard and Coulson doesn't fill your hand, right? So this... Oh, that's a Loki.
Yes, that is Loki. Saying, as the cat again decides that this game should not be watched, excuse me.
He's going to be able to Coulson into Loki next turn? No. Sorry. Turn 4. You can do it.
Turn 4. Which is still probably just fine. Whoop. Bye, Zabu. Ooh. Shang is gone, but Shang was gone either way because we have to assume we're... Ooh, that's rough, because Shang would have been a real nice player.
Yeah, he's going to have to fill up the right location. Try to play around Annihilus a little.
Just decides to say, give me a new hand. Let's not worry about it.
I guess he wants to fish for an Annihilus now.
Yeah, or the opponent's Shang.
That's right. He is running a Shang.
That is a mighty big left.
Wow.
And KX is really favored right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there were a snap, we know who. Oh, jeez, that's quite the cheap Cull Obsidian.
That is a very cheap hand.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I'd be playing like everything right now. I would just dump it. Start with Werewolf, then go.
Just start bouncing it
put
around.
Into Cull. Yeah.
Play Cull left to compete with the Sentry.
Yeah, I like that better than where it is now. And then Zabu mid gets pumped, and then you don't play the second Zabu because how many Zabus do you really need? You have no more. You have one more. You have two more fours in the deck, I guess. But
They're
between
cost
Elysium
one.
and double Zabu. Yeah, that's fair. They can cost 0, I believe, because Elysium should be its own.
I guess it. Next
If
turn,
that was
everything's going to
Annihilus.
cost a lot more.
Yeah.
So
That's
maybe
true.
the second Zabu. Well, I don't know. You want some space for that werewolf to
Yeah,
bounce
you
around.
just need board space. Oh, there is no second Zabu that exists currently. Enchantress turns off one Zabu, but there is an extra.
This is a
This
crazy game.
is just Mobius, I believe.
Wow. Yeah.
Just Mobius left. Ooh, Mobius right in case there. I guess there can be an Annihilus. Oh no, there can't be an Annihilus. I would Mobius left here, but whatever. What do I know?
Yeah, I think Mobius left, but I feel like I wouldn't have done the math, and I would have just assumed that Annihilus was coming down.
You can't. +2.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to, but I would have, if I was playing, I would have misplayed.
Fair. All right, Ms. Marvel.
Just dump everything. Why is not letting
Yeah,
me play?
that's. I don't know. That's just strange.
That is
There we go. The
connection
game.
issues, probably.
Connection issues. No, come on, demon there. That is not enough to win right no matter what, though, right?
Yeah.
You're adding 12, and your opponent's losing 4. 16 is greater than 12, which means, they still have 15 and 16 to make up in each lane. Although an Annihilus goes a long way in those two. So does Annihilus right win?
Annihilus right.
It makes you have 7 plus 6, right?
Yep.
So Annihilus right would win.
So you do win.
But
I guess he
X
doesn't
does
have it
not
in hand.
Annihilus right, yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Gotta draw the cards.
And, well, Shane doesn't have a target, but
Sean Wright would have also won.
Why didn't
Sean
he
Wright
play?
would have won. Can you pause quickly?
Yeah, why didn't he play?
I want to double check this. Sean Wright. Oh no, because there's not space still. There's still the void in the. Okay, so that does not pull werewolf over.
Okay.
So it's +3, and then you lose 32. Okay. You needed to be able to get rid of the void, so werewolf has space. Okay, good stuff. Really great
That's
game.
fair. That was a good game. Wow.
Hey everybody, let's do some season pass giveaway winners. We gave away like 9 or 10 season passes on Friday's video. So if you didn't check Friday's video and you're curious if you won, please do so. Let's get to who won the last of this season's season pass. We have FearTubes, GeoGod 1117. Those are our last 2 YouTube winners. And then we have Wasset, Droplet of Life, Soul Hipster, Age of Wisdom, and Aura CCG, who won on Twitter. Twitter winners, you just got to check your DMs. You were messaged there. YouTube winners, please email snapjudgmentspodcast@gmail.com. Please note there is no E after the G in judgment. All right. Pretty Chill is going to be our next featured deck, featured player. Pretty Chill played Lockdown. This is your type of deck, Yeti. Tell me about it.
This is my favorite version of Lockdown at the moment. I don't think I ran Omega Red in my version, but the Annihilus Sentry package with Lockdown is a lot of fun. I will say it has some weaknesses where if you don't draw Annihilus, it really make Sentry a dead draw, which is a big problem. So Nihilist is really necessary, and Storm feels like she's very necessary to draw as well. Obviously, it's a lockdown deck, but if you don't get those 2 draws, I feel like you're retreating most of the time. I did play a similar list for my week 1 game, and I lost to an Agatha on the last turn. But
Wow.
yeah, they randomly got an Agatha and I ended up losing. But Lockdown has always been my favorite list. I think I use it to hit Infinite pretty much every month.
Nice. When you play this, I think my big question is, how often do you storm it right for Sentry versus another place?
I would say it's honestly fairly evenly distributed. If I have the Sentry and Nihilist, I will storm right and then play elsewhere, because I know I can send that -10 power over. But without Sentry in hand, I'm storming somewhere else. So it depends. I think a lot of times you're trying to turn off certain locations. I found is pretty common, and there's no real set. Like I need a storm the right side just so I can get the most value out of Sentry. It's also scary. I feel like I run into a lot of Annihilist decks as well, and so storming, getting the Sentry over there, and then having priority, and playing that Annihilist battle is a little bit scary too.
I can definitely see that. So the other big question mark card I have about this deck is always Dr. Doom. Obviously, Doom is great, right? But on ladder, people are going to play around Doom anyway because they don't know it's not in your deck. And obviously, this is a tournament, so Doom is very much more important. But on ladder, I feel like since opponents are playing around Doom and I can get pseudo Doom from Ms. Marvel, the Doom we have at home, then I often like running Shang-Chi in that spot just as an extra, like, end the game with Ms. Marvel and Shang. What do you think about that change, or are you like a Doom stan? Where do you land on this?
I played Shang-Chi in my version. I never felt like, I mean, maybe there's 1 or 2 games. I never felt like I needed that extra 5 power reach when I have Miss Marvel, when I have, the Sentry and Nihilist type of stuff, even Hood in that Storm lane. So I never felt like I needed that extra reach with Doom, and I feel like Shang-Chi came in handy countless times. So I'm a big fan of cutting Doom in this list.
Also, look at me coming up with exactly what change you made.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at some card replacements. So Nebula or Jeff can be Nightcrawler. Do you have a reasonable other change for either of these cards?
Instead of Nebula, I'd probably run Iceman. Sometimes you can get to hit some good targets with Iceman. I wouldn't run Spider-Ham. We just talked about it during the last game, where there's a lot of Mobiuses running around, so I don't think Spider-Ham is a net positive. So I think Iceman's just a solid swap. Jeff is a little tough to replace. I think Nightcrawler's probably your best bet, but Jeff is just too good. Save up tokens and buy Jeff is the replacement for Jeff.
At least until War Machine kills this deck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you cannot, like, War Machine, everyone thinks beats Professor X. I don't think War Machine is actually that good against Professor X, because a reasonable amount of the time you're going to want War Machine on curve, or like try to pull off some big combo where you're not going to want to jump in a Professor X lane. Whereas Stormed lanes are just War Machine and ignore.
Yeah, I'm hoping War Machine's not as good as people are hoping he is, because I love my lockdown. I don't want it to go anywhere.
Fair enough. So Zabu is needed as our Leviathan. I think any of those are debatable. I mean, if you're not running a Nihilist, you need to cut the whole Sentry Hood package. And Eliath is kind of what makes this a lockdown list. Zabu lets you play 4/4s.
Yeah, if you don't have a Nihilist, you're gonna play stuff like Jessica Jones and kind of that old classic lockdown style.
So this is where Iron Lad does not work as Jubilee really well at all. But like, I don't know what the hell else to do if you don't have Iron Lad. I yelled and screamed in this video on this channel for a month that like you should save up. That when Iron Lad and Black Knight were in Spotlight, I was like, just I don't care what else you do, get Iron Lad and Black Knight, please.
Yeah, one of the best 4-drops in the game, if not the best. That's maybe aside from Loki, but he's really necessary. If you don't have him, I guess you could run something like an Enchantress if you're running into a lot of stuff that she might hit.
Maybe Super Scroll.
Yeah, I guess depending on what you're running into a lot in ladder, but I definitely would not swap Iron Lad for Jubilee in this one.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't have Ms. Marvel, get her in 2 weeks, please. You will feel better about how you play Marvel Snap. Also, buy the damn season pass if you live in a part of the world that's affordable. Ms. Marvel is like Exhibit 1A on Y. It's been 4 months of you having to find replacements for what is honestly a card that most people should have. If you're watching these videos, you were probably playing in that month. And you need Ms. Marvel. You can try Shang-Chi. You can try Super Skrull. Usually Omega Red is my suggestion, but you can't replace a card with a card that's already in.
Yeah, my suggestion for Ms. Marvel is play Doctor Doom, and he's already in the list. So.
But then you play Shang because we replace Shang for Doom, so like
Yep.
it's a circle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do some turn by turn. Okay, so I like Nebula over Hood turn 1, even if I have Annihilus in hand, largely because anytime after turn 1, Nebula feels like to play.
Yeah, Nebula is for sure the play. You also get to attempt to redirect some of your opponent's cards so that you can storm. A lot of the times I'm storming in the non-Nebula lane. So you get them to put some power on a separate lane, and then you get a free storm somewhere else, then you're ahead over there. So definitely Nebula over the Hood play.
Turn 2 is Zabu over Jeff. Is Zabu often a snap? I don't feel like this is one Zabu snap edition deck.
No, my go-to early snaps are if I have like the Storm or the Sentry Annihilus type plays. Zabu's not like the main thing of this deck. It's nice to have him, but he's not your instant snap when you get Zabu out.
Right. Turn 3, you would like Storm over anything. You'll play a 4 if you have Zabu, but you would your goal is to play Storm.
Yep. Storm on 3, and then obviously dump whatever else you can if you don't have it. And then on 4, looking to follow up in that Storm lane with like a Cull and a 1-drop or something.
Cool. Well, no Cull in this version, but yeah.
Oh, right. That's the version that I play. I have Cull in that one.
So Ms. Marvel versus Sentry is basically right. Where it's Ms. Marvel if you don't have Annihilus and Sentry if you do. And you're not playing that in the Storm to avoid it. And Omega Red is fine. And I don't love Iron Lad on 4 unless Sentry's already, because Iron Lad to give myself a background.
Yeah, I agree with all this. The list that I play, I don't think ran Omega Red, so I don't know the best ways to play him 100%, but I should probably give it a shot.
I do. I've played a fair amount of Omega Red because he was quote unquote new for a while, right? So I tried him out as a new card. I like him in a Storm lane if I have Ms. Marvel for later, because being able to add basically 10 power that way and then plus 3 other locations is just a lot, right? Like Nebula, Storm, Omega Red, basically guaranteed to win that stupid lane. And if you can do that, then you're in great shape. If not, he's more of a last turn play when I can read where he's going to give me the 11 power.
Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe running Doctor Doom if you're playing the Omega Red version, which is the one we're talking about, maybe it would be nice, because if you do play Omega Red in that Storm lane and you have no way to like reach into there to get that extra bonus power, I don't know.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Then it gives you plus 8 everywhere, which seems like it's better than plus 3 everywhere. But
yeah.
Right. Turn 5 Annihilus if you played either Sentry or Hood, and if not, you play a 3 and a 2. The 3, by the way, is a 4 with Zabu. By the way, and then turn 6 is Goliath, or 2 3s, or Doom.
Yeah, it's hard to do these turn by turns after like turn 4 with most decks. You kind of gotta figure. I gotta play Marvel Snap turn 5 and 6.
Right. Yeah, it becomes like play down the line, right? Like, so turn 3, if you Storm, now you want to go Sentry, Annihilus, Goliath, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're playing Ms. Marvel on 3, right, and now you don't have Goliath, now you're looking for like an Omega Red Doom type play line with your 3s and 2s, and like it becomes almost like I don't know what that's called, but if you're looking at me do my weird hand thing, flowchart. That's the word I'm looking for. It becomes like a flowchart of downward motion.
Yep.
All right, let's take one last look at the deck, then we'll get to gameplay. So, this is Pretty Chill. You'll see Pretty Chill's name in the game is like Kush, I believe. But it is pretty chill from our Discord, and who's a friend of ours, who is playing this really cool lockdown deck. Give it a try.
All right, here we go. Round 1 of Lufku versus Kush. I'm excited for this lockdown list. Wait a minute. That deck tracker's not showing a lockdown list.
This is Lufku's deck. We're looking from Lufku's perspective here.
Oh,
Gave us the video.
gotcha.
So Pretty Chill is featured for different reasons, but Lufku gave us. Lufku is our friend. He will be on the podcast relatively soon and released a Patriot deck that a bunch of people are hitting Infinite with, and we featured in Friday's video. Wow, that's a really good start for Kush. For Pretty Chill.
Yeah, Nebula into Quantum Realm is really nice.
Mm-hmm. Oof, -6 Goblin, though.
It's so weird talking about a deck and then watching the other perspective.
Yeah. Well, we do know that Pretty Chill has sitting in their deck somewhere a Nihilus.
Yeah, he's probably actually pretty happy about that Green Goblin and this Hobgoblin coming down.
Yeah.
Assuming he has a Nihilus in hand.
And that is a reasonably likely victory mid. 11 power mid is a lot to overcome for a junk deck.
There's no good targets for Shane. Well, I guess Sentry.
Yeah. Here we have. Oh no!
No, that was
no.
This. Oh no!
Snap again. So this looks like it's just going to be a Nihilus to Demon.
I mean, can Kush? I'm gonna say Kush. Can he fill up the right lane and stop counter Nihilus?
Probably your best bet. But even then, like, doesn't that that Nebula getting so big is or
the snipe with the
lion in the exact right spot and crush? I guess that'll do too.
That's tough.
Yeah. Oh wow, great play.
I will say, Alioth wins are still really satisfying for me.
I mean, I can see that. That was one hell of a win. Just slap down that Alioth. Say no thing. All right, so this is an Nihilus Mirror, which is something worth. Both decks do have Shang-Chi, so playing into Gamma Lab does have that downside. Ooh, Sinister London.
That's a great Jeff target or location. Yeah. Yeah, you're just playing Demon middle at this point. Oh, that's not ideal.
Pull Jeff right out of there. And then Demon into Gamma Lab probably.
Yeah, I guess
just take the extra. Although a 3-card Gamma Lab is in some ways easier to beat with Shang-Chi than a 2-1.
You just drop something small and then the Shang-Chi in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless if this Green Goblin goes left, I'm gonna run into some problems.
Yeah, that would change things. But he gets lucky. Or
that's gotta be a little scary.
I mean, I'm dropping Shang right now.
Oh my, that's a maybe you Hobgoblin and then you can Galactus.
Just bold. That's just bold. I don't think I could play a Hobgoblin here. With 3 in every opponent's spot on the board, to play a Hobgoblin here is wild. There's a double Shang.
I mean,
but that Shang could just go to the wrong place, right?
It could. I like the Hobgoblin play. Swing for the fences.
Yeah.
Interesting he didn't choose to play Nihilus middle.
And now there is no priority. So you're in danger of Alioth again.
Yeah, you just gotta retreat here.
Yeah, it's a run.
Is there a reason why Kush didn't play Nihilus mid?
Board space, probably.
I mean, he was gonna free up.
I guess you're not really short board space, yeah. You didn't want it to go lefting. Case of no, that would still be Chung.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a really great reason. Because he won anyway.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Turn 1 Nebula, probably blind somewhere.
Oh, I don't know if I like the Nexus play.
Yeah. We've yet to see a Storm either.
Yeah, that's weird. This
We
is
have double
round
Nebula
3.
right away. Yeah. Celine going to make that Goblin a huge threat. And we've seen very little Zabu.
This is such a tough matchup for Luke.
There's the Zabu. Yeah. Tough matchup.
I'm trying to figure out like how he
5
wins.
cost Goliath. I mean, so he doesn't. Spoiler.
Well, yeah, but like, how do you even attempt to? You have to try to get into a real big cube game with like a Galactus coming out or something.
Right, and you cannot get that. This should be a run, I would assume, but is not a run.
Oh man,
Nice Jeff left.
I mean, Ooh, the storm on the Nexus.
That is just a great hit. Said screw your -6. I am not dealing with that. Sentry, right? Pretty good.
Man, I want to know what's in Kush's hand. Yeah, I guess you just Sentry left, and then, I mean, you're just hoping to draw your Annihilus, right?
Yeah, I would very likely have moved that Jeff. Although I guess that will do too.
Oh, he's still winning.
Yeah, well, yeah, largely because there is no Annihilus in Lufku's hand. You're dead.
Oh,
Run.
no priority. Yeah.
Yeah, run.
Tough draws.
Annihilus would win the game here, or at least give you a shot at winning the game, pending opposing Goliath.
Yeah.
Oof, Iron-Lighted Storm for the win. What are we doing here?
This is
run away. There you go.
I get stuck between like really trying to think if there's any way for him to win, and
there is not. But yeah, it's draw Annihilus.
I want to see this Galactus go off though.
Dirty Galactus.
One time.
Player.
Have you tried Galactus in Conquest?
No, I very rarely play Galactus. I need Galactus boosters for a lot of really good Galactus variants I have, and I'm like, oh well. So if you're Kush, you have to snap it.
Yeah. Yeah,
you just say you don't get to play for one.
Yeah, don't give him the opportunity to get a free game in. Ravana into hopefully get something to play on turn 3.
Oof. Finally the storm.
Yeah.
And there's like nowhere to play right now. I would play that Nebula.
I mean, he doesn't get the downside here with Sentry.
You don't get it in deep space either.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah. I probably would have played the Nebula. You're right.
All right, and Annihilus for nothing, just stat stick.
And then Hail Mary Galactus in the mini lab.
It's not the worst idea. Let's see who has priority going into last turn. Ooh. Looks like priority will be maintained by Lufku for the.
I mean, this is
Goliath. So
I don't think there's any play that Kush could have done.
Just win deep space by. Oh no, yeah, you can't just win deep space. You're right.
Yeah, I was thinking if like an Omega Red came down or something, but would have to play that in a mini lab.
Yep. Thanks to deep space. It was a weird location game. Let's see if Lufku can get 5 more of those in a row.
Have you had many 5-0 comebacks?
Yeah, a whole bunch.
I've had
I don't always play. I don't always play serious until I'm down.
it.
Like,
My
I'll
favorite is
often
when someone wins an 8-cuber and then they emote spam you, and then you get
yeah.
that comeback.
Then
Yeah.
so yeah. I need to stop staying in for 8 early but when I start games, I often don't care.
Yeah.
So it's not the best look for me.
Storm on Nebula Lane.
But Nebula on both sides. So this feels like a sentry left to me.
Yeah. And again, you're just. I mean, your other option is play Sentry mid and hope to fire off a Galactus left, but that's also just really tough.
Yeah, I don't think I'd try that in this matchup.
Yeah, you're really reliant on your goblins to get the Galactus off, and without having those reliably.
Yeah, without a ramp card.
Do you play Annihilus this turn?
So no, I am more on wait 6 for this matchup, but our opponent does not seem to be. What do I know?
Yeah, I feel like you're torn between Annihilus early or waiting until turn 6 and hoping your Annihilus doesn't get sniped by an Goliath.
Right. But you could have just kept Prio there, right? And that's not a lane win, right?
The Jeff move?
Yeah,
I think it is.
because there's no card played there. That's a tie.
No. We'd be up by because
I don't know.
your Nebula goes
Oh,
up to
your Nebula gets bigger.
yeah. Unless an Annihilus comes down, then you're losing regardless. It was an Annihilus, but it got sniped.
Yeah, yeah. Pick the right location. And Annihilus is equal power in either spot, so that's just pure luck.
Yeah.
50-50, but yeah.
Do you like I stay in on those 50-50s when
Oh yeah, you're supposed
it's a big game, yeah. I think it's over the threshold. I'm the guy who made the video on it, so I should probably know that.
Yeah, that's fair. Your poker video that taught me that I should.
Yeah.
I lost 8 to Binks on that yesterday on I would assume he's streaming.
I always check. Every time I play against
Why did
Binks.
they hold Hood in hand there? I did not like
Yeah, you have to get that
at
out.
all. Yeah. But yeah, if I kept my vision left, I lose 8. If I move my vision right, I kept it. Go well. See, now
Yeah, now your hand's just
now you're just hamstrung.
and you can't play it next turn if you're planning on Nihilus into Goliath. So yeah, next turn would have been your window to play the demon. Well, I know, but
Yeah.
well, I guess you're then just playing
still.
it for the -3, yeah.
Mm-hmm. -6 if you played in total. Or are we just aiming for a Galactus play? He's looking for. It's exactly what's happening here.
Yeah. Why move Jeff though?
Because Galactus mid.
We can't move it. Don't you move it mid later?
Yeah, I guess you could. Trying to get the extra energy. I don't know.
Oh,
wait.
Hail
Lock
Mary.
that lane up.
Yeah.
Has Jeff moved yet? No, right?
Not Cushes, I don't believe.
Yes, it doesn't matter. Opponents get one priority. That's game. Galactus wins. Your Galactus win here.
If Jeff moves into an Alice mid,
Doesn't matter. You don't have priority.
He's playing.
What are you doing? Galactus is an auto win here.
Wait, no, it does matter. If you move Jeff, you play an Alice mid, and then he Galactus. He doesn't know he has Galactus though.
The opponent has Prio.
Yeah, but
Lufu
then
has Prio.
Then you
So
send
Galactus
everything
goes
over.
off.
Yeah, and then your Annihilus sends all the negative power over.
No. Oh, right. Good point.
Yeah. I can't believe that Eliath played work. That
was a while.
that was insane, and it worked flawlessly.
So the lack of playing the Hood here is shocking.
I don't like that play.
I'd also have probably just Jeffed in the Quantum Tunnel.
You think so?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I guess it would probably feel bad to hit your Eliath.
So like, all this not playing Hood keeps biting.
He's really losing some value. Because again, he would play it. He would play the demon on turn 4.
Well, that's a giant nebula.
Now the hood play.
Now it's demon and goblin. I again would have just hooded mid.
On turn 1.
No, like sorry,
Oh.
Oh, there you go. There goes that play. It's real bad. It's real bad, Michael. It's got to be a goblin.
Yeah. Ooh. That doesn't matter.
That works.
Yep.
No, because I mean it won't matter unless the Nihilus is the top deck. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would wait.
This is last turn.
Yeah, don't. I would just Annihilus.
I think you
Just
Annihilus, right?
Annihilus left. Annihilus Mirror Island.
Well, you want to dodge
Worry
a
about
Goliath?
Goliath. Right, okay. Yeah, and this stops the Nebula from beating you. Okay.
Oh, does Omega Red win right now?
I
Oh
don't
no.
believe so. Though, let's see what this is. Oh, yep.
Yeah, because the Miss Marvel doesn't hit over there.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
And they're making some weird, from my perspective, plays. Like plays I wouldn't make. I'm sure they're better plays than what I would make from time to time, but it's interesting watching others make different decisions.
Agreed. Very much agreed. Here comes a blind Nebula. So for this particular matchup, I like Nebula blind mid. Just for the record. Because you're playing Galactus.
I know. Oh, okay. I never like. I thought about doing the work of trying to figure out if playing blind in certain locations is better.
So someone did this at some point. Unless there have been a million negative locations, and there haven't, then it's not. Hey, a Sentry with no downside.
Yeah, I was gonna do it a while back, and then I realized they're introducing new locations every week, and I don't want to keep up the data. Are you just trying to set up for Galactus mid at this point?
I mean, right now Kush is very favored again, right?
Yeah. Well, there goes the Galactus mid play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this early Shang-Chi, and then problem is you're gonna have priority for the last turn, and you're gonna have to snipe his Annihilus again.
50-50 thanks to Deep Space.
Oh, that's an early Annihilus.
Or he can play it early.
There you go.
Wow.
It's sad because I think we know who wins. You're playing Annihilus.
But like,
here.
how does Annihilus win you the game here? Like, how does Kush win? Because I would think Annihilus would just beat him. Oh, snipe it mid. Oh, because it has to be mid.
Yeah.
Oh, you just Goliath mid, and that's game.
Yep.
Ouch.
That's rough.
Yeah, there's nothing because of Deep Space. That's it. That's game. You just do it and hope for the best, right?
Yep. No other choice here. That is an ending to a game.
Might as well drop Celine, friend. There you go. Lou's making the right play. There it is.
Oh, that hurts.
That's so rough. After coming all the way back. Double Deep Space to end gives Pretty Chill Kush the win.
Wow. That was a good matchup.
That was a really fun matchup.
I like that. That was crazy.
Certain tiers of support for our channel come with on-air thanks. That is the $10 Patreon tier. We'd like to thank Abigail Giesland, Mandatory Burnout, Cables, David G. Wingfield, Direwolf, LAB, Father Newman, Good Dog Gamer, Inc., Jane Every, JD McDonaldino, Aquila Platzino, Caretix Lee, Coy Ray, Doku, Philip Rakovich, who we just watched play, Haplo, Kenny Loggins, Rob Silverman, Robert Rivern, The Bizza, Jay Bussy, X-Force V, Skippy G, Tommy Nyquist, Black Dahlia, The Great Kazoo, Jessica Gambles, Models, Leanne Tunez, Matt Conduit, Matt H, Mikey Hijinks, No Flex, Ocularis, Pretty Chill, who we just watched. I promise you that's not why. Seamus, Spike Jones, Two Ties, who we're definitely not going to watch on Yeti's channel. Tucker, The Pirate King, The Homie Min, and of course, Gunny T.
That is a lot of reading.
So much. Yeah, I do it every day. I've gotten pretty quick at it. All right. One more slide over, my friend. All right. So those games were fantastic.
They were great.
We're going to do 2 more over on Yeti's channel. And you can sub here, but you also need to sub to Yeti's channel. We're talking about 2 more there. How can our friends find you again?
Yes, Savage Yeti Gaming - Marvel Snap on YouTube, Savage Yeti Gaming on Twitter. Just look up Savage Yeti Gaming. You'll find me on pretty much everything. TikTok also, post stuff on there. So, yeah, this is fun.
All right. If you would like to participate in the next Snap Judgments League, which will be taking place in what month is this? It's March. So the next one will be in May, but we're doing something special in April too. Make sure you check out the Patreon, patreon.com/snapjudgments. Peace.
See ya.